you want to go around this side and sit over here?
Just send it to me, email.
Oh, I already did.
It's a little blocked off.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. All right, so I see that you're a communication studies major, and so how I'm first going to start this interview is by first looking at your education, getting a little bit more background, talking about some of the skills that you might have, and then going on into some more specifics that are specific to this job.
All right.
Do you have any questions? Great, so let's just go ahead and start. I see you've taken a course called Organizational Communication Skills. What exactly did you learn from this course that would be applicable for this job?
In this course, the applied organizational communication skills, we learned how to basically how the process works of hiring somebody from receiving resumes, or first of all, writing a job description and an application, and then receiving the resumes and going through them and weeding out the ones that don't really apply or they're not the best fit, and finding the people that have the appropriate skills and are well qualified for the job. And then we have to and we call these people in for an interview. And so we learn how to conduct an interview, and we learn how to be interviewed at the same time. So we learn how to conduct an interview and really get the information that we need from the applicants that would really qualify them for the position, and then we had to hire somebody that was qualified for the position, and then we had to go back and kind of look at other people, the other groups, and see what they did, and kind of I don't know, not really the right word, but kind of audit, not really audit, but kind of go back and just see how they did and let them know, like give them our feedback.
Okay.
So that happened to us as well. So we learned how to both conduct interviews in the hiring process and look at other people and see how they did.
So you've definitely had experience with the hiring process.
Yes.
Is there anything else in other classes, maybe one in particular, that would be specific for this job?
Well, one class that I took that really, it applies everywhere, I think, is interpersonal communication.
Okay.
Just dealing with people and the different, just how people communicate and the difference between male and female. And we went into a little bit of coach feedback. It wasn't a whole lot, but like just kind of what feedback works from coaches, which would work well with these combines, soccer combines. Just how they, what works well with these recruits, and maybe how they would react to certain circumstances and feedback we give them.
Great. And I see another position that you had, that you worked a lot with technology for the Lake Washington School District. During that time, did you do anything with Microsoft Office?
Oh yeah, and I've worked with Microsoft Office a lot, just like PowerPoint, Excel, and Publisher. That job in particular was is about just the Windows and Windows in general. We had to reinstall, so we kind of had to get in the nitty-gritty of computers.
Okay.
And just reinstall it. But yeah, I've done Microsoft Office. And
Great.
yeah.
Have you used the program ever to create marketing materials?
I have not officially, but I know how to do that. I can create stuff, or I can create like bulletins and little pamphlets.
Great.
Definitely.
Are there any other programs that aren't listed on your resume right now? I have Microsoft Office and WordPress that you're proficient in.
I've done a little bit with Photoshop.
Okay.
So I could work that in with brochures probably if there's pictures or something that needs to be in there.
Great. What about social media?
I have Facebook, I guess, so I know how it works. I could make a page or something if that was necessary. I could maintain an online profile for the company and update it regularly with information for potential recruits. Just getting the word out for people looking to utilize this organization.
Okay.
And it would probably also help to maybe have coaches interested in looking at recruits. They could use that to just learn about the program and how they could utilize it to get recruits.
Great. Now they know a little bit more about how how you use programs and what your proficiency is with that. Can you tell me more about the dynamics of the last group that you were a part of?
Like the last job I had and so.
Or a group in a classroom setting, just any kind of group dynamic.
So for the organizational communication class that I had, we had to create an organization and go through this hiring process. So we would have group meetings and we would decide what needed to be done, and then we assigned people to do it. So we had to make a website, for example. So when we met in groups, we'd decide who would make maybe the about us part,
Okay.
or who would do the job.
How did you decide who would do what?
Well, we were all fairly proficient in it, so we just kind of volunteered, and
Okay.
we were all really willing to do it or to participate. So we didn't really have a problem.
Great.
I could see that if people weren't enthusiastic, you might have to maybe delegate or just choose people. But in this situation, we were all willing to participate.
Great.
So.
That's awesome to hear. One of the key components of our recruitment program is definitely trying to create camaraderie among all the different athletes, and we do that through some off-the-field activities. If you were to be delegated the responsibility of creating some activities, what would be some ideas that you might have?
For starters, I think for any athlete, games are always fun. Little mini tournaments would be always fun. Maybe not anything super athletic, just because you don't want to tire the recruits out for their camp. But maybe something simple like a penalty shootout, or doesn't require a whole lot of effort, or like a game of horse with basketball. But then it'd also be probably good to have little get-to-know-you games, just the basic icebreaker games, I don't know, maybe name games to really get the recruits and these athletes to form connections and make friends that they can have for the rest of their lives, and just when they're out in college playing soccer, just know other people on other teams, and
That's definitely something that we really would like to do.
Yeah, I know. Or for me personally, I always enjoy it when I'm running track, just to know. I always want to beat the other people I'm running against, but it's fun to go up to the starting blocks and know the people next to you, and you want to beat them, but it's fun to kind of joke around afterwards,
Exactly.
So I definitely understand that aspect of building a sense of community within the athletic community, or in the athletic playing field.
That's really good to hear. It's especially important to have that kind of experience going into this position, since you'll definitely be having opportunities to create those kinds of experiences for other people. But let's just say that you're planning a new event, but your manager doesn't really agree with some of the ideas that you have. How would you handle that situation?
Well, first of all, I'd be respectful to my manager, because they're obviously in a position of power, but I think I would try and maybe go up to my manager and show if I have past experience with this event, how it worked out, and give them examples.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is from something in my past, I'd maybe send an email to someone who experienced it with me and showing how it really was helpful and beneficial.
Okay.
And if they still didn't agree with that, then they're my manager, and I don't want to go over their heads or anything or be disrespectful. But I would show them, or I would try and demonstrate to the best of my ability why I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
And if they still don't think that it is after I do that, then it's their decision.
Great. And this is the last question before we open it up to any questions that you may have for me. We're going to pretend that I am being interviewed for this position that you're applying for, and here's the job description for it. And I'd like you to ask me a question that you think is applicable and relevant. Oh, yeah, totally.
Please. Okay. All right. So if you were setting up maybe an event for these recruits, how would you go about trying to, or putting the word out maybe through, or just to get athletes that are interested, high school athletes interested in our program to place them in recruit? Would you, or what methods would you use to make our event desirable for them maybe?
That's a great question. I will definitely write that one down. And do you have any questions for me?
Well, I guess I was always the basic one. What's your favorite part about working here? What could I look forward to if I got this position? Just
My favorite part about working for this company is really seeing the athletes start out maybe not knowing each other as well, and then at the end of the camp, really just the camaraderie between everybody. It's just so much fun to watch these girls and boys just have a great time, and connecting them with different coaches and really helping them on the path that's going to help them be successful.
And then, so in the job description, it's so it says stay current with upcoming coaches and athletes. Does this, would part of this job mean going out and contacting coaches and inviting them to the camp, or is it just kind of something that is maybe?
That's something that we would do ourselves, and
Okay.
it would be an internal thing. So as we acquire new coaches and new things, we would ask that you keep up with that. And yeah, we don't want you to have to go out and get them yourself.
I'm sure once the word gets out, people want their coaches will definitely want to come to camps. And
Definitely.
all right, that's all I have. So
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
thank you for having me.
We'll let you know.